So let's solve question number 11. We are given a function and we are asked to copy and complete this table. So the first thing you will do is to copy this table into your workspace. Please don't use this one they gave you in the equation to solve. It has its mark if you copy it down to your working space. But allow me to use this table now in the equation because I don't have enough space. So let's substitute the values of x to get the corresponding values of y using this equation. 3 has been solved. I will solve for minus 2. So I have y to be equal to minus, 6 plus 3 into minus 2 minus 3 into minus 2 squared. Minus 2 squared is 4 times minus 3, I have minus 12. 3 times minus 2 will give me minus 6. Then we bring down 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. So my y will be equal to minus 12. Here is minus 12. See exactly what I've done here. Please do it here, here, and here. Put 2 and solve. Put 3 and solve. You will get here as 0. You get here as minus 12. And get here as minus 30. All right, so let's proceed to solve the graph. We are asked to plot the graph of the relation, this function that was given to us, using the scale 2 cm to represent 1 unit, and then 2 cm to represent 5 shillings on the y-axis. This one is for the x-axis. Let's plot the graph. We are going to use 2 cm to 1 unit on the x-axis. So this is my x-axis. We are using 1 unit. So this is 1 unit, 2, 3, and 4. And then here we will have -1, -2, -3, and then -4. Okay, 1 unit means we are counting in 1. All right, then 2 cm. For my graph, we have from here to here as 2 cm. From here to here as 2 cm. Some graphs will give you from here to here as 1 cm. All you need to do is to count the number of little lines. If you have 10 little lines in between thick lines, then it is 2 cm. If you have 5 little lines in between the thick lines, it is 1 cm graph. So from here, which is the origin 0, from here to here is 2 cm, 2 cm, 2 cm. The same thing happens here. So on this part, I'll have here as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and then 30. Then here I'll have -5, -10, -15, this is 20, -25, then -30. Then we plot. To plot the graph, we'll construct or plot the x-axis against the y-axis. The first is -3 and -30. -3 for x, -30 for y. They will meet at this point. The next is -2 and -12. This is -2. To get -12 will be in between 10 and 15. But we are going to count the little lines. How do we know how to count the little lines? The interval or the scale is 5. So we'll say 5 over the number of little lines here. If I divide, I'll have 0.5. So each little line is 0.5. Since I have 10 here, this is 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, 12.5. So 12.5 is somewhere here. But we are looking for 12 rather. So 12 will be somewhere here. So 12 and 2 will meet at this point. Then the next we have is -1 against 0. So we'll plot it on the -1 intercept. Next we have 0 for x and 6 for y. 0 for x, 6 for y. We'll count, this is 5, 5.5, 6. So 6 will be somewhere here. Then we'll plot it on the 6 intercept. Then the next we'll have is 1 against 6. So 1 for x and 6 for y. So it will be here. Then the next we have 2 for x and 0 for y. This is 0 for y, 2 for x. Then we have 3 and -12. This is 3 for x minus 12. You have gotten minus 12 to be somewhere here. Make the asterisk. And then we have 4 against minus 30. This is 4, and minus 30 is down here. All right. So the next we do is to join the intercepts or the points. You can use a freehand sketch. If you are conversant with the use of French curve, go ahead and use your French curve. Okay. All right, so this is how my curve looks like. Then the next thing we do is to proceed to solve the questions, other questions under here. We are solving D first. D actually came first before this C. This was supposed to be the C, but I skipped it, so I had to bring it under here. So we are given y equal to 2 minus x, and we are asked to use the same scale and the same axis to plot this graph. So this is a straight line graph. And whenever you have a straight line graph and the y-intercept is 0, we'll have value for x. If the x-intercept is 0, we have value for y. So I'll produce a table in this manner. This is x and y. When x is 0, we'll have value for y. And when y is 0, we'll have value for x. So let's plot it. For y, when y is equal to 0, I'll have 0 equal to 2 minus x. Make x the subject formula. If you bring it here, I'll have x to be equal to 2. So the value of x when y is 0 is 2. If x is 0, put it in this equation. I'll have y equal to 2 minus 0. That means my y will be equal to 2 also. So let's plot this graph on this same graph. So when my x is 0, this is 0. My y is 2. 2 is somewhere here. We count 0.5, 1, 1.52 to be here. Then when I have my y as 0, y is 0. My x is 2. So we plot it. This is 2 here. This is 2. So we'll join it with a ruler. Use a ruler and make a very straight line. And this is it. So we have gotten the two relations on the graph. Let's answer the next question. We are asked to use the graph and find the maximum value. The maximum value is the exact point where the parabola curved, or the turning point at this top. The parabola or the curve was moving up, and at some point here, it's curved. So trace it to the y-axis. If you trace it to the y-axis, you get the value of y. The value of y at this position, this is 0.5, 1, 1.5. We have 1.5. Then the corresponding value of x, we are asked to get the corresponding value of x. At that point, we trace it down. The thing curved here. Get the value of y here, trace it down here, and get the value of x. So since here is 1, the interval here is 1. Let's get the little lines for x-axis. Most times they vary from y. So the interval here, or our scale, is 1, and the little line is 10. So divide 1 by 10, you will have 0.1. Since our little line is 0.1, we'll now count. This is 1, another 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6. So the corresponding value of x is 0.6. So we have x, y. These are the values of x and y at the turning points. And finally, we are asked to find the values of x equating the both equations we are given. Observe very well. This is the first equation and this is the second equation. So in order to find the roots of this equation, or the value of x from this equation, or to solve this equation using the graph, all you need to do is to find the intersection of the curve with the straight line. Okay, this is my curve and this is my straight line. They intercepted here and intersected at this point. We are going to trace it down, and then this already at 2. So let's get this one. This is 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So we are getting the value of x as minus 0.7 because it's on the negative, or 2, which is at the positive. All right, we have one more question to go, which is question number 12. Let's solve it.